Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Taking a look at a very intriguing matchup in the Big 12 as Baylor heads on the road to play a UCF team that I'll say this, it's one of the most electric teams in college football right now. The environment that we're about to see at the bounce house this weekend is going to be phenomenal. First home game in the Big 12 against a Big 12 opponent. I mean, this place is going many fans in the national media landscape recognize how awesome these UCF fans are, how great the culture game day environment is at UCF. If you watch this game, you're going to find out real quick. It's going to be electric. Really excited to get into this one. Before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys. The support you guys have shown for all these game breakdowns has truly been phenomenal. So if you do enjoy the content, you want to support the fellas, consider subscribing to the channel. But more importantly, again, the best part about doing this is hearing from you guys, talking ball with you guys in the comment section. So let me know your picks, predictions for this one there. We'll chop it up in the comment section. And let's get into this one. And I feel like the obvious place to start with this matchup is this UCF offense. You look at the four units minus the special teams, this UCF offense and defense, Baylor offense and Baylor defense. The best unit on the field is going to be this UCF offense. Absolutely electric. Playmakers at pretty much every spot on the field. You take a look at some of these numbers, and I knew this UCF offense was good. I didn't know it was this good, especially with Timmy McClain playing the last two games. 7.9 yards per play. That's fourth in the country. They're averaging 6.5 yards per carry. That's number 2 in the country, and they do it in a lot of different ways. They had a couple different backs who are really good at a lot of different things, right? Harvey, probably more the bell cow. Johnny Richardson, I mean, he is so dynamic in space. One of the better playmakers in this Big 12 conference. And then you go look at the wide receivers. I don't know if you can name me that many better wide receiver rooms, not only in the conference, but in the country. And not many people are talking about it, but I think it's true. Javon Baker, Kobe Hudson, Xavier Townsend, all three elite after the catch, really good working vertically downfield. This UCF team has so much speed, has so much playmaking ability on the offensive side of the ball, and they have a beautifully schemed offense to get these guys the football in space. Now, having talking about the quarterback, doesn't sound like Plumlee's going to be ready to go, still nursing that injury. You brought in Timmy McClain to run that offense like Plumlee could. And so when Plumlee goes down, you have Timmy McClain, who I'm not going to get up here. Same thing we said when we were talking about this Kansas State matchup. Timmy McClain is not as good as Plumlee is. That being said, he has a lot of the same skill sets and allows this UCF offense to kind of run the similar way, even though Plumlee's not in the game at the quarterback position. So you look at this UCF offense, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon, regardless of who's taking snaps at quarterback. You look at this Baylor defense, this Baylor defense is good. And I don't think the numbers will show it as much because it's opposite of an offense that is just really, really struggling in terms of staying on the field. It's putting a lot of pressure on this defense. It's putting them in a lot of bad spots. You have guys, TJ Franklin, Matt Jones, Gabe Hall. They have a lot of guys in that front seven who I like. What I think might be the biggest mismatch. So I'm kind of interested to hear Baylor fans' opinions on this. This Baylor team is really physical up front. I don't know, and if you're asking me what a big mismatch could be in this matchup, would probably be the speed of UCF going up against a Baylor team that I think is really good in the tackle box, maybe lacking a little speed on the perimeter, and that's where UCF really thrives, getting the ball out quick to the sidelines, letting these guys go be playmakers with the ball in their hands. That's what I'm looking at. Can Baylor keep up with all the speed and different playmaking ability on this UCF offense? That's probably the biggest mismatch you see in this group. Now, flipping sides here, this Baylor offense without Blake Shapen has really, really struggled. And again, I said this defense probably not as bad as it looks because this Baylor offense really struggles to stay on the field, really struggles with turnovers. You take a look at Sawyer Robinson completing less than 50% of his balls. They're averaging 16.7 points per game, only 3 yards per carry. Now, it sounds like Blake Shapen could be ready to go for this one, which could be massive for Baylor because as of right now, without Blake Shapen, this offense, they can't really run the ball. They can't really push the ball downfield on a consistent basis. You see it, 1-3 record. They've struggled in a big way on the offensive side of the ball. What I'm looking for, and this UCF team is pretty damn good in the secondary, right? Only allowing 52% completion percentage to opposing quarterbacks. What got a little exposed in Manhattan, Kansas was the run defense. And this is a Kansas State offensive line that I think is one of the better groups in the country. They got really, really good running back in DJ Giddens, as many UCF fans know by now. Can Baylor establish the run game against the UCF team that, if you look at this team and where they've struggled, it is probably stopping the run? That's probably the biggest battle, because Baylor needs to have a run game so they can unlock that play action pass. And I think the biggest struggle you've seen with Baylor is not only not having Blake Shapen, that certainly hurts, but I mean, they got some talented running backs, haven't really been able to find much success running the football. And you look at when Baylor's offense is cooking, they have that run game going. They're able to marry the play action pass game with an effective run game. That's when this Baylor offense gets going. What we haven't seen is an effective run game to unlock that play action pass. Blake Shapen might change this, right? We haven't seen Blake Shapen healthy since the first week against Texas State. So if we do get a healthy Blake Shapen, this could change how this Baylor offense looks. But as of right now, having watched these games back, this Baylor offense is not inspiring that much confidence in this team. I don't want to like leave out this UCF defense, because they had a tough game against Kansas State where they gave up some big plays. We're kind of getting gashed on the ground, but they got some guys up front that I really do like. I mean, Morris Brash, he's playing really, really good. Lee Hunter, Josh Selsikar, those guys are solid players. They have a good secondary. John Walker, the true freshman, I think he's been playing some good ball. This UCF team has the guys up front. I think they just let it kind of get away from them against Kansas State. Getting into the pick here, UCF 11.5-point favorites at home. I'll say this. I like UCF in this game. You look at both of these programs, you look at what offense can you trust more to put points on the board. It has to be this UCF team. They've been extremely dynamic, really balanced, really explosive against the Baylor team that is pretty much the opposite of all those things. Not very balanced, not very explosive, not putting many points up on the board. I'll take UCF. That being said, I don't know if I'm itching to take them to cover an 11.5 points. I think they win this game. That being said, if Blake Shapen does play, this is a Baylor team that they play teams tough. And I get, like, they had a tough game against Texas. They've had a tough first 4 games. I'm not completely out on this Baylor team. They're getting some guys back from injury. Give me UCF to win this game at home in a rowdy environment. That being said, I'm not necessarily loving to take them to cover the 11.5 points. This is going to be a really good one. Going to be electric at UCF. Excited to watch it. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys. If you do enjoy the content, again, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.